Shalom Israel, it's Ira Yah Israel. Alright, coming forth today with this little study I got. We're gonna go over this book, the Church of Antioch, and the five patriarchs. We're gonna be talking about, how this Christian church got started in the first council of Nicaea. We're gonna be going over, some of the people that wrote this New Testament, and we're gonna show you where it all comes from, according to Josephus. All right, the Church of Antioch, right? But before I start, matter of fact, I want to say Kal Basa at Yahawah Halal Yahawah. All right, we're going to go into it. The Church of Antioch is one of the five patriarchs that constituted the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. Before the scheme between Rome and Antioch in 1098, and between Rome and other patriarchs around the same general period. Today, it is one of the Orthodox churches. The Greek Orthodox Patriarch of Antioch and all the East, right? The literal translation into English of the Arabic name is Roman, and Arabic Rum. The Orthodox Patriarch of Antioch and all the East. However, the literal name Rome does not actually means Roman but Greek. The Arabs and the Turks refer to Christians who belong to the Orthodox Church, the Greek Orthodox Church, both Arabs and Greeks, as Rome, because the Byzantine Greek-speaking Orthodox have historically referred to themselves as Romaio, and the Arabic word Rome revives from the Greek word Romaio. This is one of the reasons why the Church of Antioch refers to itself as Greek Orthodox Patriarch of Antioch and all the East. The other reason is because it belongs to the family of the Greek Orthodox churches, which are the Church of Constantine, the Church of Constantinople Patriarch, the Church of Antioch Patriarch, the Church of Jerusalem Patriarch, the Church of Alexandria Patriarch, the Church of Cyprus, the Church of Sinai, the Church of Greece, and the Church of Albania. The Church of Antioch is the constitution of the Christian community founded in Antioch by the apostles Peter, who served as the first bishop, and Paul, who are its patron saints. In terms of hierarchical order of precedence, it currently ranks third among world's Orthodox churches, behind Constantinople and Alexandria. The seat of the patriarch was formerly Antioch and what is now Turkey. It is in Damascus of Syria, located on the street called Straight. So it's located on the street called Straight. The current patriarch of Antioch, in his beautitude. It's crazy, man. So I'm showing you the picture right now. This is the Australian Church of Antioch. I'm gonna keep it going. We're gonna go and talk about this Church of Nicaea, but we gotta bring out, this Church of Antioch, because it was instituted in this New Testament, and this New Testament is leading all our people astray. It's leading a lot of our people astray. So, we have to bring out this falseness, man. We have to bring out this falseness so our people can see, because our people need to wake up to this truth for real and follow the Torah and the Torah alone, man. Ain't no Jesus in the Torah, man, for real. But we gonna keep it going. See, this picture is the first council of Nicaea. You know what I'm saying? This is the first council of Nicaea ends, creates Nicene Creed. All right. It says the first council of Nicaea was the first ecumenical council of the church. The most significant, it resulted in the first uniform Christian doctrine called the Nicene Creed. With the creation of the creed, the precedent was established for sequential, local, and regional councils of bishops, synods, to create statements of beliefs and canons of doctrinal orthodoxy. The intent being to define unity of beliefs for the whole of Christendom. See? So they came up with this with the intent to define unity. You know what I'm saying? Of beliefs for this whole Christian society, the whole Christian world. You know what I'm saying? Look, it derived from Greek, ancient Greek, the inhabited one. Ecumenical means worldwide, see? So they created this Nicene Creed, this Nicene Church, Nicene Council, this doctrine for the whole Christian world, to unite the people in unity and belief. You know what I'm saying? For the whole Christian world. And it derives from the Greek, right? But generally is assumed to be limited to be known inhabited earth, right? So we talking about the word Greek, the first council of Nicaea, the ecumenical council of the church, which derived from the Greek, right? And the ecumenical means worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Or inhabited one. But generally is assumed to be limited to the known inhabited earth. Right? And at this time, the history and synonymous. The history is synonymous with the Roman Empire. See? The earliest extant use of the term or a council, right, or life of Constantine around 338, which states he convoked the ecumenical letter in 382 to Pope Damascus, right? One purpose of the council was to resolve disagreements arising from within the Church of Alexandria over the nature of the Son and his relationship with the Father. See, so this is why they came up with this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? To unify people and their belief systems in the Christian world. You know what I'm saying? To resolve disagreements when you're talking about the Father and the Son. And particularly whether the Son had been begotten by the Father from his own being, and therefore having no beginning, or else created out of nothing, and therefore having a beginning. Saint Alexander of Alexandria and Athanasius took the first position. The polar presbyter Arius, from whom the term Arianism comes, took the second. The council decided against Arians overwhelmingly. Look, all but two agreed. All but two agreed to sign the creed, and these two, along with Arius, were banished to Area, Eliah, were banished to Eliah. Another result of the council was an agreement on when to celebrate Easter. See, so another result of the council was to agree upon celebrating this pagan Easter day. So Serapis, right, the most important feast of the ecclesiastical calendar. See, decreed an epistle to the Church of Alexandria, in which is simply stated, we also send you good news of the settlement concerning the holy pisos, namely in which answer to your prayers this question also been resolved. All brethren in the east who have hitherto to follow the Jewish practice will henceforth observe the customs of the Romans and of yourselves and of all of us who from ancient times kept Easter together with you. See, so from the ancient times they kept Easter. They've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Alright. We ain't done yet. Check this out. Historically significant as the first effort to obtain consciousness in the church through the assembly represent all of Christendom. The council was the first occasion where the technical aspects of Christology were discussed. Though a president was set for subsequent general councils to adopt creeds and canons. This council is generally considered the beginning of the period of the first 7 ecumenical councils of the history of Christianity. See, we bringing it out, man. We bringing it out when it started, man. This Christianity, you know. The council of Nicaea is who started this, and Paul, right? It's all a family thing, you know. Check this out. Say, since these writers of the New Testaments were descended of the deliverers of the first fruit Judaism, they felt that they had the right to make a new religion if they felt like it. And this joke, Proculus Piso, refers to the New Testament as a lump.
Look what I did.
What they say Furama, lump, a mass of things, a mass of mixed things. He say, Matthew 16, verse 18. Upon this rock, this is Peter, say, I shall build my church. See? Rock of Petros, Peter. In the next verse, Jesus, who is Arius Piso, gives the keys to heaven to St. Peter. So they say Jesus, who is Arius Piso, gives the keys of heaven to St. Peter. See? Plenty, the younger. I got the picture up of him right now. So Plenty the younger helped Arius Piso write Luke and Acts. However, because these people were not holy men or religious, but rather belligerent braggarts, they ridiculed the Jewish rabbis of the day in these books and make inside jokes. Many of what are called inconspicuous are actually inside jokes. Look, it say Jesus being son of Joseph because he was the fictional son of Arius Piso as Josephus. See that? So Jesus was a fictional son of Arius Piso as Josephus. Various spellings of Joseph and Josephus make them identical. Arius Piso, the son of Justus, wrote chapters 1 through 15 of Acts, and Justus Martin Meredith wrote chapters 16 and 17. And Pliny the Younger went to help Justus write chapters 18 through 28 of Acts of the Apostles. Right? These people were writing the Gospels pretended to be backward Galilean disciples, playing their part to the hilt in their roles as backward disciples. They couldn't be too fluent in Greek. They had to misspell things at times, and in doing so, they made use of those misspellings. This one combined in the first half of the name of Josephus with the acrostic initial for Christ, meaning, of course, Josephus is Christ. See? So they're saying that Josephus is Christ. This is their belief. Cretans are always liars. That's Titus 1, chapter 1, verse 12. Plenty, playing as Paul, quotes Amenopes, the Cretan. He is the Cretan calling Cretans liars himself. Cretan is another way of saying Greek. And as we know, the family was descended from Greeks, Philip of Macedonia and the Ptolemies. Shalom about that. Salute Herodian, my kinsman. This Romans 16:11. Say, that's right, a Roman salute to the Herodian hierarchy. They are kinsmen. King Herod was Arius Piso's great-great-grandfather. See there? So Herod was Arius Piso's great-great-grandfather. You see that? But of you, even the hairs of your head are all numbered. That's Matthew 10:30, verse 30. Arius Pisos jokes about the use of his numerous system. Also note that jokingly we found the phrase daily bread in Josephus' Antiquities of the Jews. It was Arius Piso, Josephus, who wrote the Lord's Prayer that we find in Matthew chapter 6, verse 11. See there? So Arius Pisos is Josephus, right? See, Arius Pisos is Josephus. Check this out. Arius Piso, right, to use Hercules' title by saying that Alexander the Great was the descendant of Hercules. Alexander the Great was descendant of Hercules. These are titles: Prince of Peace, the Good Shepherd, Savior, the only begotten Son. See? Only begotten Son, Jesus, Arius Piso, see, was the light of the world because he was the light. Lucius, the light, Lucius of light in Greek. See, so light of the world in Greek means is Lucius, and means light of light in Greek. So they saying that Arius Pisos, aka Flavius Josephus, was Lucius. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that he was the light of the world. In Greek it means of light. Arius Pisos, as Jesus, claimed to be the son of David, as descendant. This is the correct translation from the Greek. Shalak about that. Arius Piso, as Jesus, claimed to be son of David, as many others in his day had also claimed, including Hillel and Pharisees. Hillel the Pharisees. But by son he meant descendant. This is the correct translation from the Greek. He is also called Son of God, Son of the living God, and the likeness of God. The only real living God was Caesar. See, so Arius Piso said the only real living God was Caesar. Arius Piso was descendant of the Caesars, right? All right, so as you can see, you know what I'm saying, that this Pisos family, man, that these are the ones, you know what I'm saying, that's still connected, you know what I'm saying, from Rome to pretty much America today. Hold on, look at it. Where is it at? The Pisos, right here. The Pisos family. See, look, the Clintons, man. You got Josephus right here, you know. But this the Pisos family. Check this out. This about the rapture, the second coming, because you know the rapture all fake, and it's just doctrine. It's not even in the King James. You know what I'm saying? But it's doctrine. But check this out. The second coming that the Christian fundamentals call the rapture will never come. It will never happen, right? Because it had already happened in their great Jesus story written by Arius Pisos. No, this joke is well known within the inner circle and is the source for saying the third time is the charm. They say, if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. 1 Corinthians 14:38. A man couldn't help but be ignorant. They were burning all of the books and writings their own. No one could write without Caesar's permission. And the only permitted family to write was his family, was Caesar's family. It was a close environment. Hitler certainly had good teachers. See? So Hitler was taught by the Caesars. See there? Because only the Caesar family were permitted to write. Look, Arius Piso, as Jesus called God, his father, literally, with the use of the word Abba. But this time, this same word also means ancestor or forefather. Remember, the Difric god Julius Caesar was an ancestor of Arius Piso. So, read the Lord's Prayer. My ancestor who art in heaven, hidden, sacred. See, hallowed be thy name. See, Arius Piso writing as Josephus as a joke at the end of the chapter 4, verse 7, iniquity of the Jews. But he goes on to hint about it in the rest of his writings. This 2 Peter 1:16, we do not follow cunningly devised fables, right? Arius Piso, where you at? Hold on. In the year 6 CE, Judea became a Roman province, which prompted Judas of Galilee to lead a rebellion against Rome. See? And this is what they talking about in the book of Maccabees. You know what I'm saying? Because Judas, Maccabees, right? He was called Messiah by the Jews. So Judas was called Messiah by the Jews. His rebellion was crushed. Then in 44 CE, Titus the Pharisee, who the Jews also called Messiah, led a revolt to gain back Judea. He was defeated finally in 60 CE. Benjamin the Egyptian led a revolt and was called Messiah. These Pharisees were becoming a real threat to Rome. This is when Lucius Piso started to work on his story of a Messiah. Arius Piso later inserts these messiahs of the Jews in his writings to further ridicule the Jews. For it was his secret way of saying, see, it is because of these messiahs of yours that we made ours. See? So because the Israelites called themselves messiahs, because, you know what I'm saying, they're the righteous, they're the teachers, you know what I'm saying, they start calling themselves Christians. See? Or apostles, you know. Say there were three main alphanumeric systems in use at the time when the New Testament was written: Hebrew, Latin, Roman numerals, and Greek. Until about 80 CE, the Greek system consisted of only an old initial system, Ira Pisos. Josephus developed a new Greek system and incorporated it in the New Testament. See? So, let me find this cat, Josephus. I can't even find it no more. I must have got rid of him. So we'll just put it back over. We'll just leave it up there. Because Josephus right here. Josephus hints at the use of triangular numbers such as 666 and iniquities of the Jews. Chapter 2, verse 9, he also, the mathematician 100 CE called Nicodemus. This Nicodemus of Gaza was Joseph / aka Ira Pisos, because Nico is victor or winner, and Makas means of the battle of Gaza. Reading Josiah 1 finds that Josephus was a Roman general at the battle of Gaza in 66 CE. So Josephus was Nico Makas, the victor of battle of Gaza. Also in history, Josiah is the first person to mention Gaza. The New Testament is the second major part of the Christian biblical canon. The first part being the Old Testament based on the Hebrew Bible. See, the Torah, it was based on the Torah. The New Testament discusses the teachings and persons of Jesus as well as events in the first century Christianity. Christians regard both Old and New Testaments together as sacred scripture. The New Testament in whole or in part has frequently accompanied and spread of Christianity around the world. See, so majority of these people that's reading the Bible, KJV, you know what I'm saying, these cats is mainly in this New Testament. They not in that Old Testament, because the New Testament is what's spreading around the world. You know what I'm saying? Just like it says right here, right? He say it reflects and serves as a source for Christianity, theology, and morality. Both extended readings and phrases directly from the New Testament are also incorporated Old Testament into the various Christian liturgies. The New Testament has influenced religious, philosophical, and political movements in Christendom and left an indelible mark on literature, art, and music. See that? Oh, you know what I'm saying? This was a major hit, what they did in this, and creating this, you know what I'm saying, this falseness, you know what I'm saying, this folly, having people following idols, man. So, you know what I'm saying, we got to turn back to this Torah, you know, turn back to the Most High Yahawah and get up out these lies that they set for us. You know what I'm saying? So right now we're going to read this real quick. The first council of Nicaea was the council of Christian bishops, right? Conveyed and the Bethanil city of Nicaea, currently called Asnach, Bursa, Providence, Turkey, by Roman Emperor Constantine I in AD 325. The first ecumenical council was the first effort to obtain consensus in the church council. The Church of Jerusalem had met before the settled matters. The Council of Jerusalem had met before to settle matters of dispute. It was presided over by Hosius, Bishop of Corduba, who was in communion with the See of Rome. See there? See, through the Gospels, epistles, and history, the pisos and their relatives, right? So the pisos and their relatives recreated the environment of the Roman Empire. See? So they recreated the environment of the Roman Empire. They advised masses to be humble and to respect authority. Their own synthesis and ill-gotten authority. They advised servants, slaves to be subject to their masters. Peter, 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 18. Look, they say, no matter how they were treated, for their reward were waiting for them in heaven. See there? That's Matthew 6 and 20. See how they throw you off and make you happy for your slavery? You know what I'm saying? They make you happy to be in your slavery. Think you're going to have a reward in heaven. You know what I'm saying? They sending you off, people. You know what I'm saying? We have to gain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding right now. And we can receive our reward right now. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. Revelations was written by Julius Piso, reveals the truth of Christianity. It was written specifically to the ending of the Jesus story, the Phanice Coronat Apos, the end crowns of work. Julius Calpurnius Piso, Julius Piso's son, wrote Revelations in the year 137 CE. It took a little while to think out Revelations after a few events that followed the final dispersion of the Jews, which took place in the year 135. Julius used these two names of histories of the time, Servius and Servilus, which were derivatives of the family name inherited from his other Bonia Servilia Priscilla. Check this out. By just associating Hammond and God to identify his father, he uses God with Magog. Who is Magog? Justice Piso. Why? Because Justice also plays Jesus, God, and the Son of God. They are the same as Balaam and Balak. Balaam being Arius Piso, and Balak being Justice Piso. That's why Revelations 2:14, Julius said Balaam, Nicholas Lamech, Arius Piso, taught Balak to cast a snare. See, father taught son. Shalom. You there? See, so this whole New Testament is coming from the Pisos family. You know what I'm saying? This Jesus, you know what I'm saying, that they claim is Arius Piso and Justice Piso. They claim to be Jesus, right? And they father, they claim to be God. So it's way off. You know what I mean? Way off. Now check this out. This is described by Josephus. The Son cometh, the Son of God, the Son of Man cometh. Hear ye. When Josephus describes the way in which rocks were hurled over the walls by the Romans during the war, he makes the Jews look up and say, the stone cometh. Only he deliberately misspelled stone. he says, "Oh, the son cometh." Wars of the Jews, Josephus, chapter 4, verse 3. In the beginning of history, I intended to do no more than translate the Hebrew books into the Greek language. I promised to explain those facts without adding anything to them of my own or taking anything from them. See, but they added to the word of the Most High Yahawah, and they took from the word of the Most High Yahawah. See, they did both of them, you know. And the Most High, he tells us, you know, not to add to or take from his word, you know. And with that, you know, I just wanted to get that out, you know, talking about the whole church of Antioch and these wicked rulers that we follow after in this so-called world today, or a place that we call America, who set themselves up after, you know what I'm saying, these places of old. Because, you know what I'm saying, they took gods from, you know what I'm saying, different places and put them together, you know, to make your God, you know. So you basically following the white man, just like Mashal say, you know. You following the white man, you believing in him, the white man's your God, you know. That's just what it is. And with that, you know, I like to say, Shalom to the Akayim and the Achad. Kal Halallah, Yahawah achad.